The next game is Celestial Return, which the graphics are awesome already. Yeah, the music is great. It feels good. Earth. Planet Zero, a world caught between the realms of sci-fi and supernatural. A world of contrasts, where the daily grind of high-tech life is punctuated by the occasional brush with the bizarre. Technologically advanced civilization, its inhabitants are divided into augmented humans and those who have chosen to remain fully organic. Space. Beyond the pole of any world, the void stretches endlessly, cold, silent, and merciless. Between shattered moons and dying stars, the ruins of forgotten empires float in silence. Out here, there are no borders, only what you bring with you, and what follows. Celestial Return Book 2. And Hive. A colossal space station as vast as a planet, stands as the epitome of technological advancement and cybernetic integration. This sprawling megastructure is the heart and home of the Cat Rathzu, a faction that has mastered the art of merging flesh with machine. That's kind of sick. This is already on your wish list? Hell yeah. Smoke and whiskey. The art is awesome, dude. Howard. Howard sits alone at the counter in the Crow Jazz Bar, a refuge for those who've given up trying to keep pace with the city outside. The faint glow of neon signs outside filters through the cracked blinds, casting fractured light onto the bar's polished yet worn surface. His whiskey sits on the counter, a faint ring of condensation forming beneath the glass. I love games like this, dude. Yeah, the art is awesome. I really love the stylization on it and how it kind of like pulses and moves. He hasn't touched it. Instead, his eyes are drawn to the television mounted on the wall. Its outdated screen crackling slightly as it broadcasts the evening news. I gotta get my eyes checked, man. The newscaster. Love it. In the update in suicides across Nethervale, authorities remain on the cause. To climbing, leaving residents shaken and for answers. Wow, it's like every news story I've ever heard. The low volume of the television leaves the words muddled, forcing Howard to strain to catch every detail. Stand up and adjust the volume yourself. Move closer to the TV to catch every word. Ask the bartender to turn the volume up on the TV. I'm going to ask the bartender. Gestures to the bartender, a young woman with hair glowing neon green and eyes like two black stars with a shimmer of yellow. She pauses from wiping down glasses, glances at the screen, and nods before reaching for the remote. The newscaster's voice grows clearer, outlining the harsh reality gripping Nethervale. The community is in uproar, demanding transparency from law enforcement. What is driving the sudden epidemic of suicides? Who will step forward to shed light on these tragic events? Do we have a Kira situation? Oh? Howard straightens slightly, the weight of the broadcast pressing down on him. The bartender sets the polished glass aside, her movements slowing as she folds her arms and watches the screen for a moment before turning to Howard. Dice Delight. What is this? Time to learn the cosmic art of dice rolling. Let's keep it simple. Every challenge has 4 slots. Dump 1 to 4 dice in them. More dice equals bigger chance to hit the success range. That's cool. I dig that. Each die, roll 2 custom d4s. Add them up. Roll a 1 and a 2, that's a 3. Not great, not terrible. Roll 0 plus 0, blame the universe. Slapping down 4 dice, big brain energy. But heads up, these ain't your grandma's board game dice. Zeros can still nuke your total. So stacking them doesn't mean auto win. High risk, higher glory. Dice vanish after you roll. Use them, lose them. Run out, automatic fails. Farm dice by exploring, finishing jobs, and poking your nose where it probably doesn't belong. This is a really cool rolling system, actually. I don't think I've seen that before. Hoard like a loot gremlin. Future missions will try to murder you. Save those dice. Embrace the chaos. Sometimes you gotta eat 4 dice and pray to the void. The universe rewards boldness and punishes fools. Your move, pilot. I really like that. I'd love to see that in a TTRPG, man. For weeks now. Feels like the whole city's fallen apart. Take a sip of your whiskey? Foolishness. Maybe it's the city's way of promoting extreme sports. Jump off a bridge week, anyone? Intelligence. You hear anything about these suicides? Any rumors going around? Dice, the Overlord. So when do you get off? Love to take you out for dinner sometime. Oh, we can just hit on her, dude. Okay, I've told you this a billion times. Never hit on the bartender. Intelligence it is. Never hit on the bartender, Chet. Don't do it. It's a bad idea. It never works out. Even if it does. Don't do it. The Codex is your galactic gossip, column, plus survival guide. Here's the TLDR. Don't do it. Don't hit on the bartender. What's inside? Lore, ancient aliens, or ancient alien wars, godlike AIs, and why the galaxy's basically held together with duct tape. Characters, heroes, villains, and that one girl who tries to steal sushi recipes. Trust no one. Planets so wild, they'll make you question reality. Pro tip, avoid the xenopsychoquantifluxion. It's a hell of a place, you know? How to use it. Unlock entries by exploring, talking to NPCs, or surviving disasters. The universe rewards curiosity. Check back often. New intel pops up as you play. Why care? Lore is power. Know the void, sentient black hole, or become its snack. Characters lie. Trust no one with a spaceship. Read, survive, flex. Typos? Blame our unpaid intern. We swear they're editing. This is very self-referential and good. I love the writing in this so far. This is quite well done. Awesome job. The bartender hesitates, her fingers absent-mindedly tracing the edge of the counter. She glances around the bar as if checking for eavesdroppers, even though it's practically empty. The bartender. People are saying it's abstracts, like maybe they're behind it somehow. Howard's gaze doesn't leave his glass, his tone carrying weight. Wouldn't be the first time. Yep, but what the hell are they? Aliens? Something new Genesis cooked up? Doesn't matter, right? They show up, TID takes them out, and everyone pretends that's enough. But it's not. Not even close. I'm gonna wait and let them talk. I don't need to reveal anything. You worked with the PID. You must have seen things. You really don't know what they are either? Nobody knows. No, or let's say I've seen enough to stop asking that question. We could do an air of authority here. And an air of mystery to be like, yeah, it's screwed up in there, man. It's bad. It's a bad thing. Yeah, I'm going to do 3. That's what scares me. If the PID doesn't know, what the hell are the rest of us supposed to do? Howard doesn't respond, his eyes fixed in the glass in front of him. The silence between them stretches heavy and unanswerable. Anger issues? I don't think I want anger issues. The city runs on problems. If it's not falling apart, it's not Nethervale. Yeah, let's do that. The bartender huffs a dry laugh, shaking her head as she wipes down the counter. So what keeps you here? The endless excitement or the glamorous nightlife? Free misery with every drink. I heard leaving costs extra. The glamorous nightlife, obviously. Look at this place. I'm going to say the glamorous nightlife. The bartender chuckles, rolling her eyes. You've got terrible taste, you know that. But I guess that's why we're all still here, waiting to see how far it falls before it finally hits the bottom. The low hum of the TV fills the pause as she grabs another glass, her smirk fading to something closer to resignation. Wander. Let the mind wander. Don't go for authority? No. Why are you like this? I'm not going to hit on her. I'm not hitting the bar... You never hit on the bartender, Chet. No. 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 Howard leans forward, his elbows resting the counter, staring blankly at his glass. The bar noise fades, the hum of the TV dissolving into the background into a background whisper, until all that remains is the hollow silence of his thoughts. And then they start. Virtue, you've been here before, haven't you? Sitting in the quiet, pretending it's peace. It's not. It's avoidance. Oh, we're getting intrusive thoughts, huh? Foolishness. Hayward, my man, you're staring at that whiskey like it's got all the answers. It don't. Trust me, I've tried. Stop. You say something? Ask her for another drink. Something fancy. A cocktail with one of those little umbrellas. That'd cheer you up. Yes, because a man brooding over suicides absolutely screams Mai Tai. Great suggestion. Anger issues. Shut up. He doesn't need this crap right now. The voices clash like storm clouds, rumbling in his skull, the tension stretching thin. Oh, dude, no, wait, he's got brainworms, and he's yelling at them in real life. This is bad. Yeah. A few heads turn, giving him that familiar look, another guy losing it after too many drinks. Then, as if the universe had been waiting for the right moment, the door to the bar swings open, and a figure steps inside. Howard's head lifts, his eyes narrowing as boots scrape across the floor, loud and deliberate. The sound is sharp enough to cut through the haze in his mind. perception. Reynolds. That's an awesome... Look at this. The ability to perceive and interpret environmental stimuli. Look at that. Sick looking. Reynolds locks eyes with Howard, his expression coiled tight with urgency. Without hesitation, he crosses the room, his presence slicing through the lazy atmosphere of the bar like a scalpel through flesh. Shouldn't you be out flashing that badge of yours somewhere? Reynolds pulls out the stool next to him, sitting with a sigh. Cool model. Oh yeah, we're just in a bar, looking at classified docs. It's cool, dude. I've been flashing it all day, chasing leads that go nowhere. Thought I'd try something smarter. And that brought you here? Yeah, say what you want, but you're still the guy people call when they've run out of better options. Take that as a compliment. Howard taps the rim of his glass with a finger, a faint smirk tugging at his lips as he lets the long silence hang for a moment too long. Or lets the silence hang for a moment too long. I want to know why he's not turning to his own department. Is this guy like a renegade? Reynolds exhales, leaning back slightly in his stool as if debating where to begin. Ordinarily, yeah, but this isn't ordinary. He pauses, glancing at the bartender before leaning in slightly, lowering his voice. It started small, a few suicides here and there, nothing unusual. But now, it's everywhere. People jumping off buildings, overdosing, hanging themselves. Howard picks up his glass, taking a slow sip before responding. Maybe it's a disease. And this is police business because... Reynolds sighs, reaching into his coat and pulling out a thin folder. He tosses it onto the counter between them, the edges frayed as if it had been handled too much. Because it's not just us noticing. At first, we chalked it up to coincidence, city life, stress, whatever. But the numbers kept climbing, and people started asking questions. The mayor's office got involved, told us to treat it like a case, called it a public safety issue. Now it's on us to figure out what the hell is going on. Problem is, none of my people know what the hell we're looking for. Reynolds exhales slowly, nudging the folder closer to Howard, his eyes steady and fixed on him. If anyone can figure this out, it's you. Don't make me beg. Intelligence. You've been drifting for too long. A case like this could be your way back. Back to the work that mattered. Back to being the detective you once were. Think about the doors it could open. Anger issues. Or the ones that get slammed shut. What happens when it all blows up in your face? Desperation like Reynolds doesn't come without strings. You really want to get tangled in this mess? Foolishness. A big case means a big payday, right? Sounds like easy money to me. Virtue. It's not about the money or the reputation. It's about the people. Someone out there needs help, and you have the skills to make a difference. You know what's right. I think foolishness is the wrong choice. I'm going to go with virtue. Yeah, it's choose your own bedtime adventure. Exactly. I mean, I love these. I love these types of games. Yeah. New quest unlocked. Smoke, shadows, and body bags. The city's pulse just spiked. Stay sharp. Check your quest log and get ready to hunt. I want to know what the combat's like. Yeah. New item added. No refund policy. Sorry. Knew I could count on you. Picks up the folder, flipping it open as he leans back in his seat. Don't thank me yet. Let's see what kind of mess you're dropping in my lap first. Reynolds adjusts his coat, tugging the collar up, as though bracing for an unseen chill. It's a big one. Just don't say I didn't warn you. He heads for the door, pausing briefly to glance over his shoulder. You know where to find me. Don't take too long. I don't know if I do know where to find him, right? The door creaks open, letting in a sharp gust before it closes with a dull thud. Howard leans back, staring at the folder, its weight pressing down like the promise of trouble. You gained 4 dice and 1 XP. I love dice. City silence offers no applause, but it knows you've earned this. Nethervale. Neon burns, shadows bite. Okay. That's a sick-looking UI. The style of this is awesome looking. Welcome back to the gutter, detective. You know these streets better than your own reflection, but let's see if you still got the chops. Use WASD or hold right-click and drag to glide the map around. Double-click anywhere for hyperskate mode. Yes, his boots have illegal mods. No, don't ask. Exploring locations. Open spots glow with icons. Think cyber breadcrumbs. Click the icon, Howard autopilots there. Sit back and enjoy the ride. One visit ain't enough. Places change every visit. Come back later and it might not look the same. New dice, new loot, new danger. The city's alive and it's hungry. Dance with it or get eaten. What a cool system, dude. Detective's office. The statue. Let's go look at our quests. Head back to the office to dig in old case files and connect the dots before the trail goes cold. What is this? We have a red dot. The statue. Reynolds' house. The Crow Jazz Bar. Alright. Detective's office. Digging deeper. Rain clings to Howard's coat as he steps into his office. The damp air is settling in the corners like it belongs there. What is that, dude? The folder Reynolds left sits dead center, daring him to open. Papers are scattered around, and a mug of half-finished coffee waits to the side. That coffee's been sitting long enough to make friends with the desk. Don't think it's going to do you any favors now. Howard exhales, his gaze shifting to the mug. The faint aroma of stale caffeine rises as he picks it up, tilting it slightly and watching the liquid swirl, as if the answers might float to the surface. I'm gonna not drink that, because intelligence was like, hey man, that's been there a while. It's kind of gross. You maybe don't do that, you know? Howard sets the mug down, sliding into the desk's edge with a soft scrape. The folder is still there, waiting for attention. I'm not drinking it. Dude, it's not well-aged like wine. It's coffee. It's nasty. Oh, this is sick. Howard exhales, his gaze shifting to the mug. The faint aroma of stale caffeine rises as he picks it up. Oh, that was that one from earlier. I'm dumb. Every file like this is a reflection of a life undone. It's not just death, detective. It's the echoes of everything left unsaid. Every choice that led them here. You owe them at least that much. The longer you sit there, the colder the trail gets. Open the folder. Start with what you know. Howard pulls the folder closer, its worn edges rough under his fingers. Inside, a jumble of photos, reports, and scribbled statements waits to be sorted. The uneven tabs marking each case catch his eye as he scans the stack, deciding where to begin. That's a waste of time. Check the horoscope for guidance. Also, look at this! Both virtue and foolishness are doing something that wastes time and makes the case colder. Howard lays the files across the desk, each name a quiet weight on the paper, waiting to be understood. Let's go for the first one. Izuogura. Pulls out the Izuogura file, flipping it open. A mess of reports, photos, and dive logs spill onto the desk. Wild looking. Let's see their background. Izuogura, 32, independent Neth Finder. I don't know what that is. Last known residence, Unit 47C, Harlos Tower. Lower grids. Lived alone, no registered family or emergency contacts. Operated primarily in underground Neth spanner circles. No criminal record or flagged activity prior to the incident. Finances stable. No debts. No known personal disputes. Digital footprint suggests minimal social interaction outside of work-related transactions. So you got a loner that has nothing that he owes anyone. He's another ghost in the system until he wasn't. Analyze the dive log. Scans the dive log report. Cleaned up transcription of Ogura's final session. Every entry is accounted for, but the details raise more questions than answers. Initializing access protocol bypassing external security layer. PID database identified. Running decryption sequence. Oh, not a criminal, huh? Firewall breach detected. Security response engaged. Trace attempt detected. Reversing access channel. Countermeasure loop detected. System behaving abnormally. Unexpected data signature found. Source unknown. Nobody just pushes through a PID database. Their system locks you out before you even know you're in. So how the hell did Ogura get this far? He scans the final entry again. No forced disconnect. No shutdown sequence. Just a hard stop, like the system wiped itself clean. Howard leans back, rubbing his thumb over the edge of the paper. Was Ogura really that good, or did someone leave the door open for him? Let's review the photo. Oh, that's wild. Howard picks up the top photo and studies it carefully. The image is grainy, taken from the wrong angle, like the investigator didn't want to get too close. Izuogura is slumped forward in his chair, his neural weave still latched onto his head. The sleek headgear hugging his skull like a parasite. A bundle of fiber-thin cables extends from the device, looping over his shoulders and feeding directly into his approval. Near his console, a packet of nutrient paste lies open on the desk, its contents squeezed unevenly toward the top. The paste is smudged across the surface, like it was set down mid-bite. He wasn't done with it. Review the witness statement. Howard flips to the next page, scanning the statement from Agura's neighbor. The handwriting is stiff, lacking any trace of emotion. I wonder if the paste was poisoned. Either the witness didn't care, or they were choosing their words carefully. Lived next door to Agura for a while. Don't have much to say. He kept to himself, never caused trouble. Last time I saw him, no idea. Maintenance went in after his rent auto payment failed. Door was still locked from the inside. Check the autopsy notes. Howard flips to the autopsy report, scanning past the standard medical jargon for anything that stands out. The cause of death is exactly what he expected. Self-induced neural overload. I'm gonna doubt the self-induced. The fact that he didn't finish the food means that he was still planning to finish said food. He had an unfinished task. That seems unlikely, right? Even if it's something minor like that. It's a little bit weird. Central trauma, none. No bruising, no defensive wounds, no sign of struggle. They killed him in his mind, dude. Yeah. Among the listed personal effects recovered from the body, one item stands out. A crumpled slip of paper found in Agura's pocket. The ink smudged but still legible. He said it would help, that I'd feel lighter. I trusted him to fix me. Now I don't know what's left of me. Ooh. He trusted someone to fix him. What if they did? What if this was the result? He could have gotten played. Anger issues might be right. Thinking of your own failures doesn't really help in this situation. I'm going to go to try to detach. We need to solve this case, not get lost in our own. He leans back, eyes in focus, just ink on paper. Just a case, just data. But the words still echo. Howard closes the file, every detail of Izu Agura etched into his mind. Now it's time to move on to the others. Serena Koss. Serena Koss, a corporate executive for Ectovision, died after jumping from the balcony of her luxury high-rise apartment. The images show Serena Koss lying on the pavement, her body sprawled like a discarded marionette. One of her legs is dislocated at the hip, the other twisted so unnaturally it barely looks attached. Her head, or what's left of it, has split open against the pavement. Her brain, half mashed, half intact, spills unevenly from the ruin of her skull, streaking across the concrete the way that something that tried to crawl away. He's seen plenty, but this sticks like the fall hadn't just killed her. It had unmade her, rearranged her body into something awful, something wrong. Let's go to the security footage. Howard flips through the security report, eyes moving from over the transcript. Her balcony railing is low, barely waist high, easy to climb, just as easy to trip over. But the footage is clear. She didn't fall, she stepped. At 2:14 a.m., Serena Koss walked onto her balcony, stood motionless for 6 minutes and 32 seconds, and then moved forward like it was the most natural thing in the world. One detail catches his attention. Incoming comic call. Comic? Caller ID unknown. Subject steps forward. They sent a signal. Oh, is this going to be like... This is what I'm wondering. Is this going to be like a situation from like Boto's eyes are hacked kind of a thing? I wonder if they've like brain augments? You know? Like a signal was sent for the first guy causing neural overload, and then this one got a phone call right before it. It's like a Death Note kind of a thing, or like a... They hacked Boto's eyes. You know, like... 6 minutes of nothing, then a call, then a jump. Someone reached her at the last second. Whoever it was, they didn't try to stop her. Let's check the autopsy notes. Howard flips into the autopsy report, looking for anything unusual. The cause of death is obvious, blunt force trauma from a high-altitude fall. The injuries are exactly what you expect from that kind of drop, nothing more, nothing less. Howard scans the report, pausing at 2 relevant entries, her approval's biometric records, and a statement from a neighbor who had been paying attention. As household assistant synced to her approval, tracked her vitals like clockwork. No irregularities, no stress indicators, except for one anomaly right before she stepped off the balcony. Serotonin levels spiked abnormally high. No recorded physical stimulus. It's gonna be a signal sent. A neighbor, someone she spoke to now and then, had seen her outside before more often than usual. She stood out there for hours, even in the rain. She wouldn't move, just staring at the skyline. I asked her about it once. She said she liked the wind, said it made everything feel lighter. That word again, lighter. Yep. Is this a drug, maybe? Maybe a digital drug? Yeah, like a digital drug of some kind that they download. Because if they're both saying lighter, you'd expect the same kind of symptom or the same feeling of using whatever it is. Howard closes the file, every detail of Serena Koss etched into his mind. Now it's time to move on. Atelis Gorvez. Howard flips open the file, scanning the first few pages. Atelis Gorvez, tech doc, found dead in his workshop, surrounded by unfinished augments and scattered tools. Cause of death, self-inflicted asphyxiation via biogel exposure. No signs of struggle, no forced entry. His own hands were at his throat, deep scratches along his neck where he'd tried and failed to breathe. The biogel had hardened inside his airway, sealing it shut. The man glued himself to death. Let that be a lesson, Chet. You keep talking about eating glue. You might end up like Atelis. Don't eat glue. No eating glue. Howard. Gorvez used this stuff every day. If he wanted to die, why pick something so slow? Let's look at the crime scene photos. Don't do it. No glue. Howard picks up the first photo. Gorvez is slumped in the corner of his workshop, his back against the wall, legs sprawled out, fingers curled stiff near his throat. His lips are blue, his jaw locked open, a thin trail of dried blood running from one nostril. The second photo shifts to his workbench, tools scattered, a half-assembled augment clamped in place, casing pried open. The biogel vial lies nearby, overturned, residue hardened around the rim. He was working on something right up until the moment he died. Autopsy report. Howard flips through the autopsy report, focusing on the key details. Nothing unusual stands out. Cause of death, asphyxiation due to biogel expansion in the airway. External trauma, deep scratches along the neck and chest, self-inflicted. Toxicology, no traces of drugs, alcohol, or sedatives. Check the last recorded conversation. Howard scrolls through the report until he finds Gorvez's last comic transmissions. Most are business-related, orders, client requests, supply shipments, but one contact keeps appearing, always late at night, always brief. Private line. Same time tomorrow? Of course. Progress takes consistency. Dude, I wonder if it's somebody that's helping them, right? Yeah. I wonder if it's somebody that's, like, helping them with some kind of trauma, and they're going through, like, a process each night, and it's slowly mind-washing them, you know? The same exchange had been logged every few days for the past 3 months. No details, no names, no context. Sounds like regular appointments, but for what? Examine his personal notebook. Howard picks up Gorvez's worn, grease-stained notebook, its pages filled with quick notes, half-legible scribbles, and workshop schedules. No digital logs, no approval sync, just ink on paper. Most of it is routine, augment diagnostics, price estimates, follow-ups, but the last few pages are different, messier, written with a shaky hand. Delay on shipment, wrong parts again. Order more Neuralink circuits. No more stim boosters, too unstable. Near the bottom of the last page, barely legible. If it happens again, I have to tell someone. Howard closes the file, every detail of Atelis Gorvez etched into his mind. Now it's time to move on to the others. I think it's something that they download. I'm still thinking it's like a digital drug or mind control or something, right? Yeah. +1 XP gained, pulled from ink-stained papers and sleepless hours. Howard leans back, rubbing his eyes. 3 suicides, clean on paper, but something stinks. He'd been poring over those files for hours, and nothing lines up the way it should. Rain crawls down the window in uneven trails, neon reflections bleeding into the dark. For a moment, he just listens to the city, to the hum of things moving unseen. His fingers tap against the desk, slower now. He needs another angle. Someone who sees things differently. If only she was here. She always knew where to start. His limbs grow heavy. Arm spaghetti? It's happening, dude. The words on the files blur together. Just a minute. He needs just a minute. The rain whispers against the glass as his head dips forward onto the desk. We're passing out. Cool background. Love that. A dull ache settles in Howard's neck, the kind that comes from falling asleep in the wrong place. The stiff leather of his chair hasn't done him any favors, and neither is the pile of paperwork serving as his pillow. Then a knock. Soft, measured, not urgent, not impatient, just enough to pull Howard from the depths of sleep. Howard stirs, blinking against the grit in his eyes. His brain claws its way out of a dream, falling bodies, static-laced voices, and collides with reality. Then another knock, louder. Someone's begging for a broken nose before breakfast. Okay, anger issues, calm down. I know that's bad. Check the time before answering. Squints at the clock. 5:26 a.m. Too damn early. Then another knock, sharper this time. Whoever it is, they're not going away. They know you're in there. Reach for your gun in the drawer. Howard's hand moves instinctively to the drawer, fingers curling around the grip of his gun. The suicides, the unanswered questions, it's put him on edge. Rose, it's me, Howard. Put the gun down before you add yourself to the case file. How does she... I don't like that. Howard lets out a slow breath, no mistaking that voice. Get up and open the door. Yeah, let her in. You need the help. As Howard opens the door, he's met with a sight he wasn't prepared for. Standing before him is a man built like a tank. His neon green hair is clashing against a tight pink shirt stretched to its limit. His left arm gleams with chrome knuckle implants. In one hand, he grips what looks like a stripper pole, if the stripper poles were designed for combat. In the other, he holds a bowl. Inside, floating like some overpriced centerpiece, is Rose. What is happening? Howard blinks, then again, still real. His brows knit together as he stares at the stranger. I'm still asleep, aren't I? The man offers no answer, no smirk, no joke. Not even a raised eyebrow, just pure, unreadable silence. Look at those biceps. We gotta hit the gym, like ASAP. For once, you manage to stumble onto the truth, even with that pea-sized brain of yours. Before Howard can decide how to handle this, Rose breaks the tension. Pick me up, unless you want to solve this case with your head up your ass. Howard grits his teeth and does as he's told. The man's lips twitch, not a smile, but a tick. He spins the pole in a fluid arc, the hum of charged plasma briefly drowning out the city's drone, then strides away without a word. What the hell was that? My Uber. Now shut the door. We've got corpses to dissect and egos to bruise. What is happening? Howard drags a hand down his face. He sets Rose on his desk, right next to the open case files. His eyes linger on the door for a moment, then back to her. I got 100 freaking questions about that guy. Was that really a stripper pole he was carrying? We'll meet him again, Howard. Mr. Mystery can answer your questions later. Oh, come on. I wanted to know. For now, let's talk about the case. Time's ticking. It's like a Bobo character. It was more like a... I don't even know, dude. Like... this went from, like, gritty sci-fi fantasy thing to, like, immediately, like, that would... It looks like either she's the stand or he's the stand, because this is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I don't know which one it is. For now, let's talk about the case. Time's ticking. Slumps into his chair. Howard slumps into his chair, the case file glaring up at him like an unsolved riddle. He drags a hand through his hair, exhaling sharply. I've got nothing. No links, no suspects, just 3 dead people who decided to check out in the most dramatic ways possible. Silence. Don't say it. No, absolutely not. I'm not your Ouija board, Howard. Then give me another option. The files are dead ends. Their bones know more than we do. You think I enjoy scraping through the dead's regrets? It's not a parlor trick, Howard. It hurts every time. Oh, shit. So she can talk to the dead, and is also a flower. I don't think anger issues is good. I think 3 is you're right. If this hurts you, I want to ask again. We're at a dead end. Right? These victims are screaming if we don't listen. This is kind of manipulation. This is manipulation. This one is... I think 3 is the correct answer here. I know 1 is the most likely to get what we want, but we're manipulating someone who doesn't want to do it. We're using emotional manipulation for it. And I don't know if she will respond well to that. Because if, based on her character so far, she probably knows more than we do, because she can see inside of our head, because she said put down the gun before she got in the room. I don't think we should do that. I think it's a bad idea with a character like that, right? So I'm going to say this one. You're right. If this hurts you, I won't ask again. That's uncharacteristically gentle of you. Howard leans back in his chair, exhaling slow. The case files sit there, stubborn and silent. Then he jolts up, chair scraping back, straight to the kitchenette, a closet with a sink and a freezer humming like a dying... Alternated? He smacks the ice tray, shattering a frozen lump into jagged shards. At least do the ice trick. Might get us something. Ice water? You know I live for that freezing clarity. Of course you do. You're practically a popsicle with opinions. Damn right. He tips the glass. Rose plops into the water with a plink, her stem coiling like a disgruntled serpent. Ugh. Tastes like your freezer's been storing regret, but it'll work. I think she's been foolish here, so I can be foolish in response. If you see a sandwich again, I'm composting you. Relax. This time it's a burrito. Extra guac. Now shut up. See? Perfect. She goes quiet. The sarcasm fades. Petals fold slightly inward as she shuts her eyes. The water stills, save for the soft ripple spreading out from her stem. Blood, cold, stone, a circle, something ancient. Rose's petals twitch, but her eyes remain shut. So much blood. Then her eyes open. She shakes herself off, shifting in the now lukewarm water. A ritual. I think it's a ritual. Okay, so we have dark magic, high fantasy, body augmentation, a talking plant, talking to the dead. Got it. Abstracts or a fanboy? Either way, abstracts. Has to be. Only they'd turn suicide into a show. Then let's crash their performance before they write you into their next act. Time to knock at the cult's creepy little door. Alright. Oh, weird. Hold up. Look at this. Whom, boom, boom, boom. Dead people are easier to talk to. They don't interrupt. The dead know more than the living. Trouble is, they're terrible at small talk. Yep, still heading to the graveyard, in case they slip past your genius level awareness. Are we there yet, or should I sprout legs and walk myself? You keep walking like we're heading to a spa. Dead people, Howard. Dead people. It's better than the last time I say we're going to a graveyard. Nice. I love it. Graveyard. Howard's comic buzzes relentlessly, an urgent vibration that's impossible to ignore. I don't think that's a good idea. Considering everybody else got a comic call before they died, that might be the way that they get in, right? I have fear. I'm gonna do it. We're gonna find out. Hey, Howard. Okay. First off, this line's locked, so don't sweat it. Second, I tapped into the cop's frequency. There's a report from Lumen Street. Some dude's gone full-on berserk. Smashing up the place. NVPD's there. And you know what that means. Could have just skipped the whole hack thing, DK. Just admit you missed me. Another day, another lunatic. What's the catch? I'm gonna say what's the catch. It's bigger than this one guy. I've been following a pattern. Hacked boosts, people snapping, and the usual police cover-up with bullets. If we can take this one alive, we might finally get some answers. Hacked boosts. It's a drug. Or a ritual. So you in, or should I find someone who still gives a damn about the truth? You really know how to sweet-talk a guy into risking his neck. I'm in. Oh, great. Playing babysitter to a Kiko. Just what I needed today. Is that their race? What can I say? It's a gift. Now get moving, hero. I've got your back. Sure, no pressure. Piece of cake, right? Wait, detective. Assume the worst. We're talking hacked boosts, unpredictable behavior, and potential collateral damage. Keep your distance and assess first. Don't engage blind. You've got this. Stall him. Keep him breathing. I'll handle the tech. You handle the crazy. Plans are for cowards. Get in his face and remind him who's in charge. Anger issues is insane, dude. The city's pulse just spiked. Stay sharp. Check your quest log and get ready to hunt. Got it. I'll ping you when I'm close. Okay, I think we have an... Yeah, Kiko. Kiko Unleashed. Let's do that. Because that's an urgent one. The dead end is the way. I like that they're little, like, miniatures, right? Also, the flower face is freaky. Kind of freaks me out. Howard and Rose stand at the mouth of the alley. The walls are covered in Anarchic graffiti, neon lights buzz faintly, casting flickering shadows over the piles of trash. The air is thick with the cocktail of filth, rotting garbage, mold, and something disturbingly organic. You sure about this, Howard? Even the rats are like, nah, not tonight. Seen worse, done worse, survived worse. Let's add this to the list. This place stinks of trouble, feels like home to me. I'm gonna do the second one. I hope you're as good as you think you are. Lead the way. As they move deeper into the alley, the ambient sounds of the city fade into silence. The oppressive atmosphere seems to press in from all sides. The flicker of neon lights reflects off the slick, stained walls. Somewhere in the shadows, the faint drip of water echoes, sharp and rhythmic. The stench of rot grows stronger with every step. Rose mutters, her voice barely above a whisper. This place is getting friendlier by the second. Then a sound, faint scrape of metal on stone. Howard freezes, instincts flaring. Another step forward, and he catches the flicker of movement out of the corner of his eye. From the darkness, a figure steps forward, deliberate and slow. Akiko blocks the way. His sharp, predatory eyes locked onto Howard. Dude. Get away, you can't take me back. Take you back? I don't even know where you're from. Let's start with that. Dial-up data cracking? You're hacked, not hunted. Let me help you before you short-circuit. Reasoning with him isn't going to work. We gotta dial up data cracking. Yeah. Pulls at his comic, thumbing a quick connection to data cracking. Your show now, DK. Just tell me what to do. About time. Hold tight. I'm jacking into the spectral site now. Keep him talking, and don't let him go full meltdown. As DK works, Howard's eyes narrow, focusing on the Kiko's jittery movements and the gleaming boosts along his limbs. These boosts, they weren't cheap, not even a decade ago. Whoever this guy used to be, he wasn't small time. The Kiko's erratic breathing grows louder, his eyes darting around the alley like a cornered animal. They're here! They're in the walls! The air! Watching everything. He's not wrong. His signal's lit up like a Christmas tree. I can isolate the source, but you've got to keep him in one piece. This'll take a minute. This is interesting. Clifton Twain, thank you for the 5 gifted subs, dude. We can do... I think persuasion might work here. Right? I think persuasion might be the way. But yeah, seriously, Clifton Twain, it's super nice of you, man. Like, if we convince him that we also have the same problem, because we do have voices in our head, we could do that, right? Saying, let's figure this out together, he'll think we're an outsider. Saying, don't move, don't breathe, pretend you're invisible, he'll think we're an outsider. Anger issues is a bad option. I'm going to say persuasion. Howard raises his hands, palms open, stepping closer without sudden movements. His voice drops to a calming tone. Relax, buddy. You're not losing your mind. You're just like me. Voices in your head, right? Wait, is he talking about us? Like, right now? No, you dolt. He's referring to data crack. Holy shit, he is talking about us. No way. Wait, what? Yeah, all the time. But here's the thing. They don't control you. You control them. Transparency. Ah, Howard. A truly profound moment. A reconciliation of madness masquerading as wisdom. To confess your inner chaos to another lost soul, as though shared lunacy is the apex of human connection. Bravo, truly. Plato would weep at your grasp of the absurd. That's sick. Well, look who cracked the code. Transparency just lit up. Buckle up, because Howard's inner drama is about to steal the spotlight. Well, I'll be damned. His system's stabilizing, Howard. You might have just out-psyched a psycho. Breaching his firewall, almost there, stay with him. Howard crouches slightly, keeping his voice calm as he addresses the Kiko. Let's start small. What's your name? Alright, who's watching? Who's they? Why are they after you? What did you do? That's a hard one. Who's watching? Who's they? That feels the best. Right now, what's your name is not going to work, because then he's like, you're interrogating me. Why are they after you? What did you do? That one seems like we're on his side. Alright, who's watching? Who's they? Seems like we might be on his side. But that's going to probably have him spiral out of control because he's going to spike and freak out. What's your name? Maybe too interrogating. That might set him off, but also it's the least offensive. Fill me in before the NVPD shows up is a bad idea because that's going to set him off. Yeah. First one is outsider vibes. Second one is kind of outsider vibes. This is the least likely to have him get set off. Yeah, this is accusatory. This is danger is coming. This is think about the thing you're afraid of. I'm going to go with the first one. Ghosts in the wires. Watching, listening, tracking. Okay, so he's just gonna lose it anyway. Who's watching? Who's pulling the strings? Yeah, we're gonna do that one. Data Kraken's voice returns, sharper this time. I've got a name, Victor Kale. Former corporate enforcer for New Genesis. High clearance. Prototype handler. Top of the food chain. So what happened? Vanished after some high-value tech disappeared. Big scandal. No charges, no trace. And now he's their puppet. I didn't seal it, I swear. I did what they told me. Found something buried in his logs. The architect. No profile, no records, but it's tied to every action in his system. Hold up, there's a back door in his approval, and it's live. They're locking me out, Howard. Do something fast. Appeal to Victor's humanity. I mean, we could kill him. That is the easy way, right? Bluff about knowing the hacker. I'm gonna say virtual appeal to his humanity. It's not gonna work, but I'm gonna try it. Howard steps forward, his voice softening slightly, though it still carries weight. Listen, you're not just a Kiko. You're a person, and you don't have to let them win. They don't control who you are. Victor hesitates, his breathing uneven, but the panic in his eyes softens. For a brief moment, the wild fear gives way to something more human. You don't understand. They've taken everything. Keep him talking. I'm planting a silver fang into his approval. Not everything. You're still here, Victor. You can fight this. Let me help you. Good news and bad news. Silverfang's almost in, but he's about to snap. Paralysis in 5, 4... Suddenly, Victor's body stiffens. His boosts flicker and freeze mid-motion, locking him in place like a statue. His eyes widen, darting around, but his limbs won't respond. Howard doesn't flinch, his gaze steady as the wail of distant sirens grows louder, pressing him to act. He's frozen. Silverfang's in, but this only works if he stays breathing. Cops are almost here. Find a spot to dump him now. Howard scans the alley as the sound of distant sirens grows louder. He moves quickly, knowing they can't afford to lose this lead. Throw him in the bin, dude. Prop him against the wall and make him look drunk. Toss him in the sewer hatch. Where are we going to weekend at Bernie's, this man? Yeah, exactly, Sin. Weekend at Bernie's. Where do we weekend at Bernie's, this man? The sewer, what if the water's up? It'll take him away. I think the sewer's the right way to do it. I think it's the only way to get away, because the cops are going to search everywhere else. Sewer. Howard yanks open Rustin's sewer hatch, the foul stench wafting up, making him gag. He lowers Victor in and letting the hatch slam shut. If he wakes up, that smell will put him back under. As Howard steps back into the main alley, the steady hum of an approaching police AV grows louder, its light splashing red and blue across the stained walls. The vehicle descends with a soft hiss, stirring the trash-strewn pavement. Two figures step out. Sick. Love the robot. The first officer, Hike, a weary cop with a perpetually skeptical expression, locks eyes with Howard. Beside her, a tall alternated drops to the ground with heavy mechanical thud. Figures it'd be you. You've got some kind of beacon for shit like this? What can I say? Trouble likes me. Yeah, like a moth to a goddamn flame. Ike looks over at the alternated, then back to Howard, her expression a mix of boredom and mild amusement. Meet Tin Man here. Latest toy from New Genesis. They call it Remlock Unit. Fancy talk for a remote partner. Partner? I'm the one carrying this team, Hike. Don't let it go to your head. And before you ask, no, it's not running on AI. That's still illegal. Some poor sap at the station's got the controls. Supposed to revolutionize the Force, or so they say. Revolutionize? Looks like something they cobbled together out of spare parts. Says the guy who looks way too comfortable in a back alley. Ooh. Yeah, well, New Genesis loves shiny branding. Meanwhile, they're stuck field testing their half-baked experiments. So basically, it's just a glorified remote control with legs. Explains the attitude. Keep talking, buddy. You're real close to making my list. Okay. Alright, enough introductions. Let's cut the small talk. You gonna tell me what the hell's going on here, or do I have to start digging? They're not here to dig. They're here to check a box and move on. No action here, officer. I'm just passing through. We got a report about some kind of disturbance. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you? Sounds like a false alarm. Nothing going on here. Right. Stay out of trouble, Howard. Paperwork with your name on it is the last thing I need. Ike and the Remlock unit stepped back into their vehicle. Without a second glance, the AV's engines roared to life, lifting off and vanishing into the neon haze. The alley falls silent again, leaving Howard alone. Wow, real defenders of justice there. Wonder if they even bothered to turn on their scanners. Adjusts his coat, his gaze lingering in the shadows where Victor's paralyzed body lies hidden. So, what now? Can't just leave him like that forever. Comic crackles softly and Dedek Kraken's voice cuts through, sharp and steady. Silverfang's holding for now, but it won't last forever. Whoever locked him down still has access. If we don't figure out who they are, they'll just trigger him again. Howard pulls his collar up, stepping into this open street as the quiet hum of the city begins to fill the space again. Nice work, the city owes you one. Quest complete and your legend grows. Keep your edge sharp for what's next. The Architect. We start there. And with that, we're going to go get the devs on. All right, so with that in mind, if you guys would like to introduce yourselves and tell chat who you are and what you're working on.
Okay, thank you. I'm Kerem. I'm the art lead and I'm creating 3D models, UI and 2D arts for the game. And I'm also a digital arts lecturer in a university in Turkey. So, yeah, that's it.
Hey all, I am Batu. I'm a writer. I'm also the narrative designer. I'm not the lead. I'm just one of the writers and narrative designers. I worked in CD Projekt before this and in a few little studios. But Kerem and the team, I met them at an expo and the game was awesome. And I thought we could collaborate. And ever since then, we have been doing a few little small things and I got into the team. So, yeah.
And how long have you guys been working on this game together?
3 years, I think. Yeah.
Like us together, like Kerem and I think it was officially like a few months, but we have been in collaboration for I think almost a year, right, Kerem?
Yeah.
All right, rock on. And you guys just launched or how long have you had the demo out? I think it's actually been since 2024, I believe, right? When I last looked for it. So the demo's been out about a year, yep. How do you feel that the demo's been received so far? Because these types of games, I find them super fascinating. I love the writing that you have in this so far. But how have people felt about it?
I think reviews are great. And yeah, we are collecting some feedbacks for the demo and feedbacks are great. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, because you guys have a very surprising metric here. A year later, you're sitting at 100% positive reviews on your demo. That is generally quite phenomenal. It's not a huge amount of reviews, it's 23, but that is still hard to get. There's usually someone that's like, I hate this. But you don't have that, so that's really quite cool. Have you formed a big community out of this? Do you guys have a Discord? Let me go look.
Yeah, we have a Discord, and also we are reaching to the negative feedback reviews. So we are trying to ask them about the game, and so we are fixing the game because of the negative reviews, and then they are converting their reviews to negative to positive.
That's great. That's a great way to do that. That's fantastic, man. Like, I think that your guys' system, even though I didn't get to experience the dice system because I chose options that didn't use rolling, right? I was trying to save them, which is funny, right? I actually think that the dice system looks really compelling to me. It looks cool.
Yeah. I actually took a note about that. Like you specifically chose the most logical and the most dice rolling ever choices that we had, so you didn't even see the system.
Yeah, which is funny because I was like, I could totally choose that one where I'm going unhinged, but I don't want to roll those dice because I know that they disappear. Right?
So
It's
I guess
quite funny.
yeah. So I guess we managed to actually properly scare you into to not spending your dice and losing your quote unquote luck.
Yeah, you really did because I think the biggest thing for me is what I got from it was like, okay, I could spend this now, but am I really getting anything for it? Like, grilling a bartender. Like, what if there's combat later and some guy pulls a gun and I got to roll dice? Like, I should probably have him for that, right?
Yeah, you're right. But and just to let you know, we also adjusted those frequency of how many dice rolls on and how many opportunities to roll dice are in the newer demo. So it will also be like revamped in the updated demo. So just so you know.
I really love the world crafting that you guys have made for this. Can you talk a little bit about your inspirations for what led to this, to the story and the world that you've created?
Yeah, that's on me, I think. Uh, this was my master's degree work firstly. My mentor was one of the illustrators of Robocop. He taught me
Really?
a lot. And yeah, and then I worked for an MMO, and then me and the leader, Bilge, create metaphor games to make games. And the main inspiration here is Disco Elysium, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
and Citizen Sleeper, and also Blade Runner, Hellboy, Shadowrun, yeah, like that.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Shadowrun, and I really like a lot of the visuals of Hellboy. Like, that universe is quite cool, and a lot of that bleeds through on this. I think you've done an awesome job in this entirely so far. In terms of the narrative writing, which of you handles the writing for all of this? Anybody?
So I am doing the writing, but I am not the lead
Okay,
writer. Bilge is the lead writer. She kind of got stage fright, so I'm grilling her a little
that's
bit here,
okay.
but uh,
That's totally fair. I
Kerem,
don't
again.
actually. How big is your guys' team? To be clear, then I don't know how many people you guys have in total.
We
Kerem?
are we are four at core, but we are working with contractors, and we have six contractors.
Mm-hmm.
They are handling 3Ds, some 2D assets, and also some side quest writing and stuff.
That's awesome. I have to say, I love the writing. It's fantastic. So, however many people you guys have working on the team for it, and your lead writer, even though she was afraid to come on, that's totally fine. It's fair. There's a lot of people, right? Awesome job. Really, really fantastic. I love the world crafting that you've done. Like, I'm a big fan of tabletop RPGs. I've been playing those my whole life. I love Shadowrun, and I love playing CRPGs as well. And this feels really good. The world crafting you've done feels really good, and the voices in his head are very reminiscent of many other games that I've played in the genre, but done in a way that I think is more interesting because he, like, when I chose that option, he directly said, I have these voices too, and they reacted to that as characters, which I thought was quite cool. I loved that. I thought that was very interesting. And it looks like you can get insight points into this too. I just found this other menu for this. Interesting. So these can kind of evolve as you go forward.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about this system, actually? Because I got a secret insight. I managed to get transparency in this. So it looks like there's a bunch more of these as well.
Yeah, it's like Steam achievements in you can see in the game, and these are Steam achievements. Actually.
Really? So these are kind of like
Yeah.
individual actions. Once I do unlock one of these, does it change the narrative in a permanent way or just for that one interaction?
The second one, it's for just one interaction.
That's still quite cool, though, because it means that you've learned more about the character that way. I really like that. I really do. Can you talk
That's
about... Oh, sorry, go for it.
No problem. That's exactly what it is. Like a little sliver of or a teaser of who Howard is. Something a little bit more deeper, something a little bit more out there, and something that you wouldn't encounter on a daily basis, that you would only encounter if you did a specific set of actions that would only show in those like little glimpses.
That's awesome. Can talk a little bit, like I see these booths here and I see these different manufacturers. Something that I find very fascinating in this is the number of corporations or maybe their governments in this, like New Genesis, Ectovision here, and I think that's R&R Industries. Could you talk about these? Like how many of these corporations exist in the game? Like just kind of an overview of that, because that factions are always what's most fascinating to me in these types of games.
We have 5 corporations and 1 government right now, and all corporations have its own logos, its own lore in it, and um, yeah, it's not a big world, but 5 corporations, it's enough, I think. I don't know.
I think so too. I mean, especially if they're at war with each other, or do they have, is there like political intrigue in this between the different corporations? I feel like there would be, but I'm interested in like more of the world, like as much as you have for that. Yeah, 5 is like, there's enough intrigue in there to like fight between them, it would seem like. I'm gonna look through the rest of this. But yeah, I guess with that in mind, like what was the moment that you guys realized this was the game you wanted to build? You know, there's so many different types of games. There's so many different ways to do even like narrative games like this. What was the moment you realized this is it? This is what we want to build. This is what we're making.
Actually, it's a wrong idea to build an RPG to this market, I think, because we are a small team and our income is really small because we didn't quit our jobs to do this. Um, but we want to make art, I think, because we are all artists. We just have one software developer in our little company, but we want to speak to globally, and so we just want to make art. So we choose that genre to express ourselves, I think.
That's fair. That's good. And you said you all have day jobs still?
Yeah, yeah.
That's a good way to do it, to be honest with you. I know sometimes that works out for people, sometimes it doesn't work out for people. I generally think that's a good idea because you have less financial pressure on you in a way that is, it risks destroying what you're trying to create. It risks, if you quit your job, you're like, oh, I have to start making decisions based on the budget now in a way that can damage the game. But if you have a day job, you're like, well, we can just keep making things. The finances are technically stable, that kind of a thing. So how has that been for you so far? What has been your experience working on a game on the side while having a day job?
My job is lecturing digital art, so I'm making the same stuff in home. So it's not different for me. And also Batuhan is a writer, so uh, it, this is the same job. We are just working on an office and then working at our home. It's not different for us.
That's fantastic. Did you
We are
guys?
lucky in that
Oh,
way.
go for it. Go for it. What'd you say?
I say we are lucky to be like be able to work in game dev and then go home and do a little bit more game dev. So
100%.
there's that.
Yeah, it's one of the things that we talk about with the community quite a bit is always check your contracts if you're doing that. Because some businesses, at least here, what they do is they make it so that you can't have side projects. And if you do them, the business technically legally owns that side project, depending on what it is you're making.
Yep.
So you got to always check your contracts. Make sure that you are allowed to do that and that you will own those things. Have a lawyer look at it. It's always scary. But yeah, so you guys have been working on this for quite some time. If I go and look at this for like the main game itself, it looks like you guys have created a couple other things. You made Cult of the Yellow King, so that was another one. December 12th, 2025. How did that go? And that's another thing you're building at the same time as this, because it seems like it released very recently.
Yeah, yeah. We worked. We are thinking like this. We need a passive income, and also we need money. So we thought like we need the money to build our dream project. So we created Cult of the Yellow King to gain some money, and it's going well, I think. And also I'm a huge idle player. So because I'm drawing at my tablet and my PC is always online, and so I really like idle games. So I thought like we can build some, but idle games are so different, like from RPGs. So it's a hard way to do it. So yeah, it's for our passive income to sustainable company, being a sustainable company.
Would you say that side project of doing that was worth it for you guys? Do you feel like you learned a lot from it? Do you feel like it was a financially advisable decision?
Yeah, of course, of course.
That's good. No, that's really good. Was it the same team?
Yeah.
All the same people working on it?
Yeah. Create
Yeah,
small
pretty much.
games to. Sorry.
Oh, do I go ahead? Okay. So if you look at the developers, there's NewMind there, and NewMind is actually my studio, and I also have a co-founder. So we actually had our separate project, still have our separate project, but since we are always so involved with each other's projects, we decided to come together and we said like let's release something quite quickly. Let's see how the game releasing goes from an indie perspective. Let's see like how fast and how high quality we can make a game. So that's how like the bigger actual cooperation between our studios began, and then I helped them a little bit, and then they help us a little bit. So we kind of have this like brotherly cooperation going on between the two studios.
That's awesome. No, that's a really cool way to do it, and I think it's great. Honestly, that's a really cool story with that, man. I'm just kind of looking through all of your guys' page on this and everything. So it says coming soon. Do you have a release date in mind, even if you don't quite know when it is?
It will be released on next year, Q1 or Q2.
Really?
But I can't say an exact month or date for it.
That's fair. You know, if you're doing Q1 or Q2, that's quite soon. You feeling excited for it? You terrified?
We are terrified.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, like I think you'd be silly not to be. That's releasing something like that is always the scariest moment, you know. But you guys will do great. What are your? This is, you know, you can not answer this if you want to, but what are your wish lists looking like right now in terms of numbers?
We have 11K right now, but we are not using any budget marketing things. We are using just guerrilla marketing or Reddit, Twitter stuff, some social media stuff.
Talk a little bit about the marketing stuff that you guys have done. Besides being here, right? Like, what are the things that you guys tried? Like, have you tried like social posts? Like, what was your strategy for all of this so far?
TikTok isn't worked well for us, but Reddit is the mine for us, I think.
So that's like the primary thing you guys use is Reddit?
Yeah.
And is that working out really well? Do you think that's been really good?
Yeah, it's really good. Our lead writer is also our marketing guy. So we are not marketing the game is just a game. The product is a multidisciplinary thing. It has music, it has art, it has writing. So we are separating the product like. Would you want to read this, or would you like this music? Would you like this art? Like we are creating posts from different categories.
Okay, yeah. I've seen a lot of those like on social media of like, hey, look at my game, and here's Screenshot Saturday, or they do things like pixel dailies for artists and stuff too. It's always a really positive experience, engaging and all that stuff. I'm glad you guys are finding success in that. Honestly, it's a really good thing to be doing. And 11,000 wish list is nothing small. Like I think once you get over the 10K mark, like once you hit that, you start kind of snowballing because there's enough people to find out about it. Are you planning on putting this out for Next Fest or any other festivals on Steam?
Yeah. We will be participating in Next Fest.
That's good. Yeah, it's really good. Every time I've talked to anybody that's done Next Fest, it increases the amount of wish lists they have by like 2 to 3 times. It's kind of absurd. So like, if you're already at 10K, I think you guys are doing really, really good. With that in mind, and you can ask the community how they feel about this, what they would do, right? What they would buy for it. What do you think the price of the game is going to be?
We need to search the market for it, I think, and we are not good at it, to be honest. So it needs to be like $15 or something.
So
We
you
are
don't.
searching for it.
Yeah. You're searching for it. Yep. We could ask Chad. What do you guys think you would buy this for? After seeing all the writing that we just saw, the world crafting that they did, the music that they had, people are saying 15 is easy. There's a lot of potential. 15 is cheap. 20 to 30. 20 plus. 20 to 30. 100% at least 15. 20. Yeah, people are saying 20 minimum from what they've seen so far. How long is the runtime, would you say, in a single run of this?
It's 20 hours, something like that.
Yeah,
Because we are reading, so...
Yeah. People are saying 15 to 20 easy. 30, yeah. No, it looks like that range, 20, 20, 20. 20 is the minimum that people say, which is good because that means, you know, if you guys do end up releasing it at 15, it's going to be a no-brainer for people. If you release it at 20, it's right in the money for what looks like public sentiment. So that's good. That's really good. Yeah, it's super good. Yeah, I think that's one of the most difficult things is like if you're an up-and-coming studio, you've never released anything before, it's getting people to recognize you. And the idea of even selling it cheaper than normal makes sense, you know, reaches a wider audience for that kind of a thing. And I hope you guys do reach financial success because you've made something that's really cool here. I really quite like this. And I like the sort of novelty of the open world board that you have there where the characters move around as little icons. That's pretty interesting. I like that. Little statues. Oh, yeah. Please remember to localize pricing. Steam does a lot of that for you. There's a couple of regions where it doesn't. But, yeah, localizing prices is super important. I agree with that. Would you find, and this is, to me, it feels like the answer is already yes, but people want to know, would you find this game to be very replayable?
I think yes, because you can go for different builds via your quote-unquote thought cabinet from Disco Elysium. So when you are relocating your insight points, you can replay this game because you can go for anger issues, you can go for foolishness road, you can go for virtue road. These are different roads.
Mm-hmm. So, that's good. Yeah, because what I saw is every time I answered a question, I was like, what about the other one? So I was like, I would just replay this like a ton of different ways. So yeah. So I see your guys' language here, English, German, Turkish, simplified Chinese, and traditional Chinese. Would you want to release more localizations? Is that a funding problem for it? Is it a time issue? What is it that is, what is driving these choices for this one, and which ones would you like to localize if you could?
Our lead writer is a native German speaker, so she can write in German, she can write in English, and she can write in Turkish. But
that's wild.
That's wild.
Yeah, we are really lucky about this thing. But Chinese localization is the most important thing in Steam, I think. So we want to go for this way.
Mm-hmm. And
but it's not cheap, you know.
Yeah. If you had unlimited resources, what other languages do you think you would have at the top of that list? I think that's the interesting thing. So we have a very global community here. We have a lot of people all over Europe, all over South America, just all over the world, right? So it's always interesting to know, like, what have you guys seen, maybe in your analytics, of people around the world? Where are they from that are interested in the game, and what languages would you want to support? Could you?
We want to translate the game to Brazilian Portuguese and also French, and maybe to Russian.
That's good.
But it's not cheap.
It's not cheap.
Because this game is a narrative game, so it's text heavy, and it's a budget problem. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest things is narrative games like that are incredibly costly to localize, because a lot of people don't realize it's not just machine translation. You need somebody to carry over the feeling of the language. You need to make it culturally relevant to the other, culture that you're translating into. And I think it's great, to be real with you. And I have to say, like, we've got our stuff in Brazilian Portuguese. The people of Brazil are absolutely rabid to support anyone that supports them. You will find an entire population of people that will just love everything that you do if you think about them even a little bit. So I think it's a good move, legitimately so. Yeah, this is cool, man. So, what are you guys focusing on right now to get it to launch? What is the last thing you need to do? The most important stuff you're working on?
We are writing and we are drawing.
It's fair. Is it like a certain area, or is it just
Yeah,
just in general?
specifically.
Okay.
I'll go ahead, Kerem. I'm specifically focused on the side content, the side quests, the discoverables and such. So I'm filling up the world with more things to play around and poke around, and like if you want to try out your anger issues on something random, and stuff like that. That's currently what I'm focusing on.
Oh, that's awesome. Heck yeah. Yeah, I really liked all the, like, even just the side thing that I did there where the mission came in, I had an option to do it, I didn't have to do it, right? And kind of learned more about the world from that. I liked that a lot. So, like, the idea of having a bunch of side content like that is very interesting to me. And it's also because, like, the game told me very early on that if I, do any of those types of things, it may take time and that could change other areas. So it's more of a, do I want to focus on the main story right now? And if I don't, am I losing a lead? And that felt pretty good. Yeah, because it showed me like, oh, my choices are actually mattering. It's changing things,
Mm-hmm. Of course.
So,
yeah.
Yeah,
I
like
mean, respecting player agency and I'm glad. Respecting player agency and just letting the player express themselves is, I think, very important in basically any game, but especially in an RPG. So even like skipping a quest is a decision, and that decision needs to be respected, even if the outcome is quote unquote bad. So that's a decision that the player made, and you need to respect that player's decision. And I don't think you need to be punishing them, but you need to just respect their choices and modify or alter the game to fit their narrative, the narrative that they just crafted.
Yeah, that makes sense, and I think that's an admirable goal on that because I have to say building something like this is very difficult, and creating a compelling narrative through all those different choices and everything that the player does and how they choose to go through is also very difficult. And I think you guys have done a fantastic job here, enough so that even in the short time that I played it there, you have a lot of compelling characters, you have a lot of compelling routes that I can go through, different threads that I want to pull out of that sweater, and it feels good. And it feels good in a way that makes me want to know more about your world. That's why I was asking about like the different corporations and things, is because you've crafted a world that I think is compelling narratively, at least to me as a player, if that makes sense. I love the idea of dice being consumed on use, by the way. Do you guys have a long background in tabletop RPGs at all? Like things that you guys play?
Yeah, of course.
TTRPGs are, I think, the epitome of games for me. So yeah.
Heck yeah. What kind of campaigns do you guys run? Like, I'm super down. Like, I'd love to know.
Yeah. Kerem and I are currently playing Vampire the Masquerade, right, Kerem? We had to take a little break, but yeah, we're playing Vampire the Masquerade. I ran a cyberpunk game for in GURPS. I don't know if you ever played it.
Yep.
Yep. So yeah, really nerdy stuff. So
yeah, no,
love
actually
TTRPGs.
If you look on stream, I just picked this up. So I've got my Lancer core rulebook now, finally. So I've got that. And I'm going to be getting into that sometime soon. But I've been playing D&D forever, man. Like, White Wolf Publishing stuff. So you got Mage the Awakening, Mage the Ascension. You've got Vampire the Masquerade, which I love. So I'm glad to hear you guys play that. It's cool as hell. And then every version of D&D, except for 4th, that didn't exist. So like I'm down. No, that's cool though, because like it bleeds through in the stuff that you guys are making. I love the idea of the dice being used in this way, and it's just it felt like moving around the board felt like moving a mini, like so I thought like, hey, that's pretty cool. I dig that. Yeah, there's a huge box. The chat knows there's a huge box of D&D right next to me. Oh yeah, and Werewolf too. Yeah, Werewolf the Flea Party. Okay, it's very funny. But no, that's cool, man. That's really awesome, and I think what you guys are crafting is really, really rad. So you've got your release coming up. You know around the range that you want to do the price. I'm going to ask you something tough. You ready for this?
Okay, go for it.
What does your game do the worst? I want you to call your baby ugly.
Okay.
It's a tough one.
I would say our weakest area is gameplay, I think, because all our artists. The game is very story-driven. Sometimes the gameplay naturally takes a step back. We are a small team, with a limited budget. So we decided to really lean into narrative, atmosphere, and characters. That means some systems are simpler than we originally dreamed of,
I think
like
that's
animations,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I think that's a really interesting answer because I didn't feel that at all playing this. Like the experience, the theater of the mind of reading through all of your narrative and everything going like that, and the choices that I chose through it, that was the experience that I expected, right? And that's the gameplay that I expected. What would you add in terms of gameplay? Should you have the resources?
Definitely 2D animation, definitely. And also we want to create more context, more characters, more maps. We have this build is an old build that you just played, and we have two maps right now, and I really want to create a third map for the game, but the budget is so limited. So yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, I think that's really interesting. And when you're talking about animation, you mean just like these still images that are slightly moving, just animating those instead of having them like pulse in and out, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, yeah, that's like a level of kind of polish over the top of it. But I have to say, I find a lot of the times is when you're developing something, you know where all the weak points are, and you may think that it's much worse than it actually is. But for me, having played this for the first time, I loved that. Like, I think that it looks really cool. The visual style is very unique. It feels really nice. And even, like, a lot of games like this would just have a static object doing nothing. But in this, you have the light rain going over the front of it to show that it's actually raining in the environment. This is kind of pulsing in and out. And even though it's kind of a small effect, it's better than just having a static object in there. So I like it. I think you've done a really good job there. I don't think that's something to worry about, at least not for me, right?
Thank you.
Especially because it does things like this. As you advance, it changes objects and things. Yeah, I think you should be proud of this. Honestly, I really do think you guys should be proud of your work on this. It's fantastic. It's very cool. And it's the scariest time for you because you're about to launch the game. But I think you guys will do great. Legitimately so. What do you guys in chat think about this? How does the community feel about the game? It's tasteful and doesn't distract from the reading. Yes, I agree. I agree with that. You love it, Maggie? Yeah, Maggie, this is really your kind of game, right? Like, very much so. Seems like a great visual novel type game. Yeah. No, it really is. I particularly like that you guys colored different character names the same color the whole time, or words that are actually like creatures within the world. That's very helpful because I see a word and I was like, I don't know what that is. But it's green, so I know that it's part of the game world, which is kind of cool. You love cyberpunk type stuff? Yeah. Very comic book? Yes. Very much so. And I love that. So I think you guys did a great job. Yeah, heck yeah. You absolutely in love with this game? Well, go wishlist it. If you guys haven't wishlisted this yet, that is the best thing you can do for any indie dev ever, is just wishlist their game. Do it. It's free to do that. It's free. Wishlist the game. Because if you wishlist the game, Steam will show it to more people. And if they enter NextFest with it, and they have much more wish lists, Steam will be like, prioritize this. Because Steam wants to make money, and they make more money if more people like a video game. So they show it to more people. So wish list it. It's the same as upvoting on YouTube or retweeting on Twitter. Same deal. How much does it cost to wish list? It's free, you goblin. Free. Yeah, share it. Share it around, man. Yeah, heck yeah. Well, we are almost at time, so I've got a couple more questions for you. If you were to give any advice to someone who was just starting out making games and never made games before, what would it be?
Do not chase big dreams like us. Don't quit your job. It's important to be a game developer. Be grounded. It's important. And I think the most important thing is creating a sustainable life by being a game developer, not being a rich guy. And create small games to create passive income and then go for your dream project. It's our dream project, Celestial Return. And we released a small game 2 weeks ago to found Celestial Return, this game. And finally, we are cash positive. And also, we did a Kickstarter to found Celestial Return 2 months ago. we founded the project thanks to our backers, and we create our little cash income cycle. So it's important to be cash positive. Crowdfunding is a good way to do that, and small games are a good way to do that too. And also learn graphic design. Art is not just drawing a character with a perfect anatomy. You also need to learn some graphic design to create marketing arts and UI. So, graphic design and positive income is the most important thing, I think.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, it creates an environment like if you don't have a if you have an income deficit, if you're only spending money in the game, you quit your day job, the stress of that is going to change the art that you create. Whether it's in programming, writing, music, like visual, doesn't matter. It will augment what you are creating in a negative way, I find. So don't quit your day job. Make a tiny game.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. No, you guys are making something really cool. All right. So, with that in mind, is there anything else you'd like to tell the community, either of you guys? Anything at all?
We are releasing our Webtoons third episode. So we are releasing a Celeste Return webtoon at our website.
You like
So
that?
if your child and you are interesting in Celeste Return universe, they can um, try to read our webtoon. So they can visit our website celestereturn.com, so they can read our webtoon and something. Yeah, that's it.
I didn't know you guys had a webtoon for that. That's freaking sick. Oh, that's awesome, dude. Hold up. I'm looking
The
through
third
it.
episode will be available today, by the way.
That's really cool. Hey, look at this, guys. This is rad. So they did a whole webtoon for the entire universe. See, that's really compelling. I like that a lot. I'm linking this to chat. Yeah, one sec. I read a lot of webcomics. My favorite one is Kill 6 Billion Demons, which I just think the art is impeccable in it. And this is really cool. You guys do some amazing graphics on this, man. I dig this. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's very neat. Yeah, no, it's really cool to like have like a webcomic aside, as well as the game coming out. Really cool world crafting. I dig that a lot, man. Well, thank you. And if that's all, I want to thank you guys very much for being on, and thank you for showing me your game. I had an absolute blast with it, and I hope you have a wonderful day, both of you. And the member of your team who's too afraid to be on. Don't worry. So,
Thank you for the opportunity.
yeah, you have a wonderful day, and thank you. I'll see you guys later.
See you.
Likewise. Bye.